Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. If you're new here, my name is Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek. Very warm welcome to you. And if you are a returning visitor, thank you so much for coming back and joining me today. I really do appreciate your support. So I'm here today to make a start on the spring journal that I mentioned in the last video. I'm recording this first part on the same day as I recorded my last video. I was tidying everything away after I'd finished, and this was on the table, and I thought I'll do a quick flip through now and show you what I was talking about in the last video. But I don't know when I'm going to be recording the next part when I actually start making it, but I will make a start at showing you the papers for now. This kit is called Yellow and Blue Bonanza, I believe. It's by Sunny Creates, and it's my design team project for this month for Sunny Creates. Now I have to make a bit of a disclaimer right at the beginning and say the actual kit colours are a lot more vibrant than this is probably looking. I will try and link Santhony's video where she launched the kit in the description below. I'll try and remember to do that, but if I forget, please do nudge me and I will go back and add it in. Her kits are beautiful colours, they are really vibrant, but I have printed this on basic, I think it's 80 GSM copy paper, not on the fancier paper that I often use for my journals, because I wanted it to be a bit more muted. And I've shown you in previous videos the difference between printing on sort of photo quality paper, I guess, that's a bit heavier, and printing on basic copier paper. You do get these more subtle tones, but that was what I wanted for this journal. So as I say, go over and watch Santhony's video. She printed with a laser printer, I believe, on much better quality paper, and the colours are a lot more vibrant. So you can see, you know, when you buy a kit, you can play around with it and make it more suited to whatever project you have in mind. So anyway, enough of that rambling on. These are the pages. So there are 29 pages in this kit, so it's a big kit. And I'm trying to remember what she calls all these different sections, and it's completely gone out of my head, so I do apologise. They're like collaged pages. Then we have these, and you can see it's all these beautiful blues and yellows. Absolutely gorgeous. I love irises. We've got bluebells, daffodils, gorgeous colours. Lots of butterflies, very reminiscent of spring and summer to me. I'm calling it a springtime journal, but it might even veer more into summertime. It's absolutely beautiful. And for the longest time, I've been wanting to make a journal with a blue tip on the front. So I'm going to have to find a blue tip to go on the front of this journal. Let's do the rest of these pages. So as I say, there's 29 pages here, and I think 10 of them are ephemera pages. These are two to a page that she's already done for you, so can't really see all of that on the screen at once. Beautiful. And then these are the ephemera pages. So we've got I don't know if I can lift you up a little bit to get more in. Sorry if it's making you feel sick, it's probably going to wobble. We've got 2 journal cards that are portraits and 2 that are landscape. Then we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 tabs with the sort of collage pieces on, and then another 6 sort of whale tail shape and a bingo card, a couple of clock faces. Then we've got a couple of journaling cards here and a tag. Got some tickets down the bottom here. We've got the postcards that Anthony always includes, and another tag. Got a couple of coin type envelopes here, and then some quotes down the bottom here. Every flower blooms in its own time. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Take time to smell the roses. Life is the flower for which life is the honey. Love is the flower you've got to let grow. So a few little quotes there. Then we've got 3 larger tags here and 4 smaller ones at the bottom. Nice big envelope there with some more tags. And another big envelope and more tags in the yellow. And then we've got a file folder, some plain labels and some circles. Got some all different shaped pockets there. And then we've got these background pages. So this is like a blue gingham with sort of subtle cream or lemon wear on it. Then we've got the yellow page in gingham. Then we've got the yellow sort of paisley print. I don't think that's the right word, but, and I think these are upside down. I've got that in the blue as well, and then a different version of a print in blue and yellow. And then this fabric is what I would thought I would use for the base of the cover. So yeah, that's the kit. That's what you will be seeing me working on for the next few videos, hopefully. So I will pause this here, and I will come back again to, when I'm ready to make a start. So for you, it will just be a few moments, but for me, I don't know when it will be, but stay tuned and I will be back momentarily. Hello, I'm back again. Right, it is now probably a week later, so I hope I'm picking up where I left off. But I think all I have done is now I've printed on the back sides of all these pages, and I've got the ephemera pieces ready to cut out, and I've pulled out this one is a complete misprint, so that will be used for decoration. And then these 2 to a page I'm keeping separate because I'll use those for something else. So these are going to be my actual main pages. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them because I feel like I would like to make with this a smaller journal than I usually make, and I want to try using some sort of padded envelope as the cover, so we get a nice soft squishy cover. And I think there are 16 pages here altogether, so I think that's too much for one signature, which is what I sort of had in mind. So I don't know whether to pull half of these out and save them for decorating, or what I'm going to do. So I need to have a think about that. And then what I've also found in my file folder where I used to keep all my papers, if I can grab them, excuse my arm, yes I am still in my dressing gown. We got back last night from our couple of days away in Cornwall, and I've got up early this morning to start videoing to try and catch up. These are all misprints of one form or another. These papers are from the Digital Collage Club, and because it's got these blue tits and other birds, I thought that would go with the spring summer theme, the blue and yellow. And there's a sheet in here that I have in mind. So these I may, you can't see these very well, can you? Because it's not very light. Let me show you properly so that you can see what I'm talking about. At least you can get to see some more papers as well while we're here. I thought I might use these throughout the journal for decorating or covering, you know, if I use any of my junk mail envelopes, I can use these for covering things and what have you. And this particular sheet, I'm going to make a sort of a coin pocket envelope thingy with, I'm going to aim to have him in the middle of it because he's the right colour. So I'll keep that one out. There's another one of those, the same. I think these are called Birds of Paradise papers. I'm not sure what they're called. So that's that. And then I've got this that's double-sided. That's a very pale blue. I'm not sure if the light's picking it up. It's a really dull day here. I'm not sure why I've got these out, but they must have been in the same section. I've just pulled them all out together. So I'm going to do this coin envelope first because I need a sip of tea. As I say, we've been away for a couple of days, and I'm not sure if you can hear in my voice, but I'm still not 100%, and I need to ease myself back in gradually again with something that I don't need to think about too much. Right, this is going to be too tall as it is, because obviously as I folded it up like that, if I'm popping it onto a page that is that size, that's obviously going to be far too tall. So if I want him to be roughly in the middle, and I need a bit at the top to fold over, I need to cut around about here. So let's chop a bit of that off first. I'm going to see if I can do this without shaking you too much and see what happens. I'll do it this. How do I want to do it? Probably this way around. So now these papers may well not be straight because these were all printed on my old printer, so I might need to straighten these up afterwards as well. So I reckon, I'm sorry, I know this is, I wonder if I can get this, I can't have my arm up high enough for you to see exactly what I'm doing, but the arm of my cutter is in the way, but my little birdie that I want in the middle is here. So I'm just trying to gauge the size of the envelope, the height. So I'm going to cut about 4 1/4 inches off the top, and this is just an A4 piece of paper. So I hope that didn't jog you too much. I will check afterwards and see what that looked like, because maybe, look, I've also got pebbles on here. My hubby picked these up on the beach while we were away. We've been to the Lizard in Cornwall, and they are these pieces of rock are all green, so a bit different. Stayed in a lovely bed and breakfast. It was called the Old Bakery B&B, if you want to look it up, and it was on the Lizard in Cornwall. And good morning, Michelle, if you happen to be watching. Thank you for a lovely stay. Michelle is one of the owners. She looked after us wonderfully. Beautiful cooked breakfast each morning. And I told her about my channel and she was going to take a look. So just in case she has done that and she's here. Good morning, Michelle. Nobody cooked my breakfast this morning. I'm quite disappointed. So I'm just scoring that edge at 1/2 inch. I'm doing it gently because, as I say, this is just basic copy paper that this is on. And I just want an edge turned over there. and then hopefully this will end up roughly in the middle. So let's see roughly how wide this needs to be. So I'm just folding that over to the other edge just to give myself a guide. He looks about in the middle there, although I think I should have left a tiny bit more on top there than I have. So he's going to be at the top of the pocket because I misjudged that. So let's see where that score line needs to be. That is about at 4, so let's go at 4. And let's see if that works. And if it does, I'll remind you again of what I have done where. And that is going to need a little bit of chomping off, because you can see it's slightly too big there. So all I have done, this is the width of the A4. I've scored there at 1/4 of an inch. I've scored there at 4 inches. And then I'm just going to have to take a sliver off on this side of this back piece to tidy that up and get them to meet. But that's okay, because if it hadn't been quite square, I wouldn't have needed to do that anyway. But actually, that looks like it is quite square, so that's okay. So I want a flap at the top, but I want to make sure I don't fold my birdie. So let's pop that there, and we'll have a flap here. So this is 6.5. We've got a flap there. So I'm scoring at 6.5 at the top edge. And then obviously we need to fold the bottom up as well. But I'm going to turn this round because it's easier for me to score this end than that end in that corner, because I'm right-handed. So we want to turn a bit up at the bottom. That is now just under 7.5. So I'm going to score there at 6 3/4 to give myself a nice turn up at the bottom. Then I'm going to see what that looks like. I have done it at 6 3/4, haven't I? Yes. I'm going to see what that looks like and decide whether I need to make this any smaller or not. So let's fold up this bottom bit to give us an idea. Let's fold this edge back in. Let's form our pocket again. So that will be the height of the pocket. This is our little flappy bit, which if we do it that way will hide the birdie, so we'll do it that way. And where's our page again? So that will sit on the page, that will be okay. So now, excuse me, let's pop that out the way and move my chompy chopper, try and get rid of a little bit of shadow, have another little slurp of tea. Need my scissors. So I need to take off, let's take a little bit of that edge off before we forget. This edge needs a sliver taken off. So I should really stand up and do this. I can't be bothered. Off there. So yes, if you ever fancy a trip to Cornwall, I can highly recommend the Old Bakery B&B, and I will try and find a link and pop it in the description just in case you're interested. Right, so now I need to make sure I don't cut anything off that I need. This is going to be my flap, so I do not need the things either side of that. So I'm going to take off this corner here. And I'm just angling it slightly. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going to do the same with this piece at this end. I'm just cutting just to one side of my score line at an angle, and then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take this off along here. I was just thinking then about angling it, but this is going to meet the other side, so I'm not sure I need to do that there. So now that will fold over there, and that's our flap. So I just need to shape this a little bit more. And if I fold this over and hold it carefully, I should be able to angle this cut so it looks the same. Use it as a template. So that's what we have there. That's going to be our envelope flap. What I'm going to do is take a sliver more here. I should be using my big scissors for this to have some hope of getting some type of straight line going on. Taking a little bit more than I should really, but... And because this has got sheet music on the other side, which is an old misprint of my girls, no, I don't need to worry about the inside bit showing because it has got some sort of decorative piece there. Right, so that closes better now because we've taken that little sliver off of that edge, and I'll probably put a little divot in there as well. And then here, this bit is going to be the bottom of our pocket. So again, I don't need these two corner pieces. So I'm going to do a similar thing here. I'm going to cut just in line inside my score lines. And take that piece off. Don't need the big scissors for this one. And do the same here. To take that corner off. I'm going to shape that a bit more now, aren't I? So now, fold that over. We'll glue that side there to that. We'll glue that there. We'll have a little coin envelope. Again, I'm just going to take a touch more off of this bottom edge just to give it a little bit room when it folds, and it just makes a neater fold. And obviously you can make these coin envelopes out of any paper, and you can make them any size. So this will be our envelope flap at the top. And we're going to glue this all together now and seal this up. So before I do that, I think I will ink the edges because it's easier to get to them sometimes before everything's folded. Oh, and I wanted to make a little divot, didn't I? And it's it's easier to do that before you stick everything together. So where's my... I've just got my 1 inch hole punch there. And the only reason I'm using that is because it was the first one I came across. So I'm just eyeballing roughly where the centre of this is, and I'm literally going to take a tiny little chomp out of it just to give us that little U shape. Just makes it more obvious where the edge is, and makes it easier to pull whatever we put in that pocket in and out. So let's just ink these edges, and I'm using Vintage Photo as I always do. do this bit that's going to show on the inside to make it look nice. And then we'll just check everything else once we've stuck it all together. So, excuse me. I'm just going to pop some glue on here. Oh, gone off camera. Glue on here and seal that, and then glue on here and seal that. I'm going to be off camera doing that because my piece of packaging paper that I'm gluing on is next to me. I can't fit it on screen. So I have put glue along this flap on this side. I'm going to fold this over. And then I'm just going to pop glue along this bottom edge here. I've just realised how much off camera I was then. I hope I haven't been off camera for the whole first half of this video. My camera's in a different place to usual. It's always throws you. Right, so that's our little envelope. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of milkiness in here, just for a bit more, just gives it a little something. Go around here, and I think I'm going to tuck these in rather than stick them down. So we want to make sure that it looks nice on both sides. And then I may well, you know, decorate these further, particularly as my little birds ended up at the top rather than in the middle. But there's our first little piece of ephemera for our spring summer journal. What do you think? I think that's quite cute. So I will leave it there for today, and I'll be back again hopefully in a couple of days with something else for you. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed watching. Take care, stay safe, and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye bye.